right, now that you understand why it's important for your dance business or your dance brand to have a social media presence, let's talk about what it means to establish a strong brand identity. A brand identity are key components that make up a strong brand, and these components also let you stand out from the competition. All right, next up on our social media startup tutorials and trainings is establishing your brand identity. The objective of this training is to create a compelling brand identity for your dance business or your dance brand. So getting straight into it, what is a brand identity? This establishes who you are in this niche, in the dance industry, in the dance community, online. So who are you? What do you do? What do you offer? Why are you unique? Why are you important? What do you bring to the table? Some other things that encompasses a brand identity are things like logos, colors, fonts, photography, etc. So when you hear someone saying you're being on brand, this is what we mean. When you have a clean and consistent brand identity, this is when audiences really begin to recognize you. So when they're scrolling on social media and they see a certain color, or they see your face, or they see that you're wearing something, and then the trigger goes off in their head that this is you, this is your business, this is your brand, let me pay attention to your content. And that it's a real snowball effect when you have a solid brand identity for your dance business or your brand, and it lets you stand out on social media, like I said, in this giant niche that we are in. So some other things that go into a brand identity is defining your brand voice and your messaging. So some of the things that go into this is, one, identifying your target audience and understand their needs and their preferences. So some examples, who are you specifically talking to? Are you talking to dance moms? Are you talking to busy dance moms? Are you talking to young dancers? Are you talking to dance parents? Are you talking to dance teachers? Are you talking to dancers in college who aren't really sure what they want to pursue when they graduate? There's so many sub niches in this niche. So you really have to get specific with who you're speaking to and who exactly your brand or your business resonates best with. And also something to consider when you're identifying your target audience is, what do they need? And it's really good to focus on their emotions during this. And that's something else that I'm going to do another training on in the future. Something else that goes into defining your brand voice and messaging is also developing a brand mission statement that reflects your business's values and goals. I have some templates and examples coming up on the next slides for you to do that right here in this training together. Other things you want to do is to create a list of key messages that you want to convey through your brand. Establish a tone of voice. So are you friendly? Are you professional? Are you fun? Something that really resonates with your audience. And this might take some time. This might take some testing. And that is the joy, the fun of social media and marketing in general. You have to figure out what exactly hits with your ideal and target audience that you really want to reach. Lastly, analyze some competitors. Analyze their brand voices to find some gaps and opportunities for differentiation for your business or your brand. Not necessarily saying you need to directly copy competitors, but look at what they're doing. Look at what they're successful in. Look at what they're doing well with, and see how you can make it even better for your dance business or your brand. Now, your mission statement is basically a summary of the values of your dance business or your dance brand. So I have 2 templates here, whether you are a business like a dance studio or an e-commerce business online for the dance community, or if you're an individual dancer looking to really hone in on your individual branding as a dancer, as a performer. So here is the first template. So it says, our mission blank is to blank blank by providing blank that blank. We strive blank and blank, ensuring blank. So this is just a simple example to get you going. And here's an example with Releve Social Club. So the mission at Releve Social Club is to empower dance professionals by providing comprehensive social media strategies that enhance their online presence. We strive to offer innovative tools and expert guidance, ensuring to help our members grow and thrive in the social media world. So I want you to pause from this training here and write down or type out this mission statement as you see it here and fill it out for your dance business. If you are a dance brand or are an individual dancer, keep playing this until we get to the next template. Here is the second template for a mission statement example. So my mission is to blank through blank by blank. I aim to blank for blank. My work embodies blank and is driven by blank, ensuring that blank. So I encourage you to pause, take a moment, and figure out your mission statement. This isn't permanent, but again, this is just a place to start. Now that you're back and your mission statement is done and completed, I also encourage you to drop it in the Facebook group, to share it with us, and also ask us for any feedback for your mission statement. Now that your mission statement is complete, and know that it's not set in stone, you can change it and edit it anytime, we can move on to crafting a visual brand. So these are things like logos, color schemes, etc. So the first thing you want to do here is research the industry to understand some common visual themes and norms. Again, not saying you have to copy and paste directly, but it's a good base. It's a great foundation to start to get those ideas going for your unique brand identity. The next thing you want to do is choose a color palette that reflects your brand's personality and evokes the right emotion. So this takes some work, and I can also provide some trainings on how we do these things to get started, some other resources and platforms for you to also get started looking at colors and also doing a little color psychology, seeing what those colors mean and how it translates to your business and brand as well. The next thing you can do is design a logo that works across different mediums. I know this seems overwhelming. This seems like a lot of things to do, but my two pieces of advice, one is to just start and start scrappy. An amazing coach that I worked with this year actually pushed me to start scrappy, even for this membership and for many things on my social media. Just start, and when you gain that momentum, you'll gain data, you'll gain insights, and you'll continue to create that momentum to keep going. So if designing a logo seems daunting, hop into Canva, see what ideas there are there. If you can, reach out to a professional, reach out to someone on Fiverr, and just see what works for you right now. Another part to crafting a visual brand is selecting fonts that align with your business and brand's voice and especially is readable across all platforms. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen not even dance businesses in brands, but regular businesses and brands, local or digital, just having fonts that I cannot understand what the heck they're saying. And I think that is the biggest red flag ever. I know that is the biggest red flag ever, because when a viewer is confused, they don't take action and they just are confused. So you don't want a confusing dance business or brand showing up on social media. So really make sure that those fonts align with your brand and also is readable. So again, Canva has tons of fonts you can play around with. Google Fonts is a really great resource for you as well. You can type in your brand or business name and see it in that font and move forward from there. The last thing that you want to do is develop brand guidelines that outline how your visual elements should be used. So I work with some clients and digital brands that some logos are for certain components of their brand. For example, even for ourselves, for Releve Marketing, I have my Releve Marketing logo, and then Releve Social Club is a completely different logo and completely different colors as well. So if they have some differentiation, establish that. And it's also great to establish where certain things are visually for your brand. So is one font strictly for headlines? Is another font strictly for smaller text in your content? So where do those things belong in your visual brand identity? And this should also be kept in a file for your reference. So many brands that we've worked with, that we've partnered with as well, have an entire PDF starting with the logo and all these things that encompass a brand identity, even their mission statement and their values, to really keep them in one place and keep them organized for when they work with agencies or when they have a team or are building a team. Even for yourself, it's a great place to just have everything in one place so you're not scrambling to find things or unsure of what this should be, because there's so many components when building a brand on social media and in the digital space. It's very easy to lose things and lose track of things. So keeping them in one file for your reference is also one of my biggest tips for you, to just keep things organized and keep things a little bit more professional for yourself and for your team if you have one. Now, the final step, when you have all of these things in place, it is so important to have all of these brand elements for your overall brand or business identity present on all platforms. So you want to use the same profile pictures, same cover photos, and bios on all social media accounts. You want to ensure that your brand elements, such as your logos, colors, and fonts, are used consistently in all forms of content and communication. And you also want to regularly audit your online presence to check in on this consistency and make necessary adjustments. And if you have a team, it's really important to train your team on these brand guidelines to ensure that they're also maintaining consistency in their work for your dance business and your dance brand. All right, that is a wrap on this second training and startup tutorial. So your homework and your next steps are to, 1, share your mission statement in the Facebook group. This is going to be a great place to share the excitement of having a mission statement and that foundation for your brand or your business, and to also get feedback if you feel like you need it, if something needs to be tweaked, or if you think you need advice on some part of your mission statement. This is the place to be. So drop that in the Facebook group. I'm so excited to see what you all have come up with. The second one is to compile all of your business and brand assets and put them in a set folder like I recommended, so they're all filed away in one place. And the third one is to ask questions. We are here to provide feedback. I know this one was a little bit long and a lot of information was dropped in this training, in this tutorial. Ask your questions in the group, anything that comes to mind about building a compelling brand on social media and all the little things to do behind the scenes, from colors, fonts, your mission statement, your values, anything. If you need feedback, if you have some ideas and you need feedback on those ideas, if this is the right direction, this group is for you. I will be in there checking and giving my best advice and feedback as well.